I'm Marny Nesher, publisher of the Central New York Business Journal, and would like to welcome everyone to our latest CNY Business Journal interview series. Please stay up to date viewing our website daily at CNYBJ.com for the news and impact that the coronavirus is having on every business in Central New York. Subscribe to the Central New York Business Journal if you're not currently a subscriber by going to our website, CNYBJ.com. Now I'd like to introduce Nicole Samolis, president and owner of SKY Armory, the events company, and Epicuse, all located here in the heart of downtown Syracuse. Nicole, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Marny.
My pleasure. Let's get started. If you would please tell us about each of your businesses, your three businesses, which began first.
Sure. The events company was the first venture that I did. That started back in 1996, so we'll be 25 years old this coming September. It's hard to believe. And then we will also opened SKY Armory in 2014, and then just recently opened Epicuse in November of 2019.
Okay, and why? So Epicuse is your latest venture. What is Epicuse for those that are not familiar?
So Epicuse is located right in the heart of downtown, and it's your everyday market cafe. Now just a market, but we have a cafe seating, and then we also have a nice little bar in there as well that really features curated small batch spirits and beers and great wines.
Great. Can you tell us what events do you specialize in your event business?
So pretty much everything. The events company really is a special event third-party planning firm. So we do a lot of corporate events, a lot of social events, some galas. And then SKY Armory really focuses again on a full gamut of events, because it's anybody who wants to have an event can come to SKY Armory. I would say our bread and butter are weddings here at SKY. We do weddings really, really well. And then we have some other events that we create that we do here at SKY Armory as well.
Okay, so are you a certified women-owned business?
I am. We are New York State certified, WBE. The events company had been one for a number of years, and then SKY Armory just got ours within the past 6 months. We were able to get it.
Oh, that's great. Perfect timing, actually.
Yeah.
Are there any opportunities for you having a WBE certification during the pandemic in terms of any grants or loans?
At this point, we've really taken advantage of what the SBA has been offering to all small businesses. I've done a little research. I've seen a few things come across that were for women businesses, but many of them were for smaller. But always doing research and seeing what else might be out there to be able to help us out.
Now, if you can tell and share with us, how's the pandemic affected each of your businesses?
So certainly for SKY Armory, it's impacted us greatly. Our ballrooms are dark at the moment. We have 60 events that have been affected so far year to date because of this. 15 of those have canceled completely, so that's completely lost business. And then we have a number of them, and many of them being weddings, who have pushed their dates and into the fall, but also into 2021. And so part of the challenge for that is, we're accommodating our couples, because this is just such a tough time for all of them to be having to face. But now I'm selling the same event 2 years in a row, so that doesn't increase my total revenue over the next 2 years. So that's challenging. Right now we're really in that mode of our couples just don't know what to anticipate. We're trying to get answers for them, help them with answers, help guide them along. But the people who are getting married in July are very skittish right now. The people who are in August are starting to get, ask those questions, and even some people who are in the fall. So we're really trying to get some answers and put together some information that we can share with our county executive and the advisory board for the reopening of New York State. If we can give them some information, I think that will help them as well in making those decisions.
So what do you think you, as a business owner of 3 businesses, what do you need in order to operate and to continue during this period of time?
Yeah, for us, our business is pretty unique. Epicuse has been certainly been our silver lining. Our purpose is to be open, servicing our community, and so that has continued to drive us. We've made our team to be a very small team. We did do temporary layoffs for the majority of our team, but we're still planning events. And so, where we're really looking at for SKY, which is that, has the biggest monthly nut for expenses, because we are dark, we've been able to minimize those expenses. So that's been really, really helpful. Obviously, labor is a huge expense as well. And so not having that weekly payroll has helped us. But, again, you're concerned about your employees the entire time. So it's just, it's unsettling. You really have to look at your business a little bit differently. We are taking the time at this point to really relook at a lot of information, use some of our numbers to really analyze data, trends, so that we can, be a stronger and even leaner organization when we come back, because, we have this, but there's always business disruption throughout. I've been in business for 25 years, so almost 25 years. So, we've seen a lot of different things come down the pike, and how do you stay in the front of it? How do you be proactive and survive and be stronger at the end when you come out of that finish gate?
So the events industry is definitely going to change as a result of COVID-19. What changes do you see on the horizon?
I think in the very near future, it's going to be being able to, for private events, we know who will be in the room. And so from the trackability and what I've been observing through the news versus public events versus private events, public event, you don't know who's in the room, who's in that stadium. It's very hard if somebody comes down with COVID or any other disease that is contractable. With the private events, we do know that, and it's really being able to get that information. Part of our reopening plan is that we would have all that information from our clients of who those guests are in the room, giving them a card that says, if you come, if you experience any of these symptoms, please notify us immediately so that we can, again, get to the county health officials to be able to give them that information as well. Same with our staff. We're really taking some heightened measures. When you're in the food industry, the health code is very critical and very important. So the cleanliness factors are already there, but we're really looking at those heightened extra practices that we can be doing, from the sanitization of your common, those common touch points and things like that much more frequently during an event, doing deep cleaning between events. So I think you'll see that. I think you're going to have smaller people wanting to some smaller events to start off with. I think meetings, Zoom and other platforms like this tend to be working. But at the end of the day, we're humans and we really like to have human contact. So I think, in the near future, we're going to see some changes. And then I think as time goes on, people will get a little bit more comfortable. And just want to be together.
Great, that's great insight. We're in the events industry as well, and as we plan to come back, what that's going to look like. So I think what you said is very helpful, and differentiating between the public and these smaller group events where you can, who's actually in the room. That's very helpful. Thank you. What do you see on the landscape for Central New York after this pandemic's over in a year from now, if it's over? A lull, let's say.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm hoping it's completely over. I think, for the landscape, unfortunately, I think we're made up of a lot of small businesses, and I think there are going to be, that landscape is going to look different. I think there's going to be more closed storefronts, restaurants. I hope I'm wrong, but I just, the longer it goes on, the harder it is for businesses to sustain themselves when they don't have a continual cash flow. And that's one of the things that makes us a little bit different. When we're doing events, we actually take progress payments throughout the planning cycle. So we have deposits, we have progress payments, and then we have final payments. So our cash flow has still maintained itself for the most part. And so that puts a lot less pressure on us versus, a restaurant or one of these small stores who just, they have inventory sitting on their shelves that they can't move, and it's seasonality. And so, you know, they're not going to have the funds to be able to go buy the fall lines and things like that. So I think that that's going to really impact. I see more community. You know, it's been really nice downtown. Downtown's quiet. I live downtown, but downtown's quiet. But there's more community there. We're really getting to know our neighbors by name and by sight, and you know, so I think that's positive. I think we're going to see masks. I think masks are going to be something that people definitely will continue having. I think it'll become a little bit of maybe a personality or fashion. I don't know, but I would say fashion statement, but maybe a personality statement. And maybe, you know, wearing them a little more frequently, particularly during those high times of the flu.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. Thanks for spending time with me. I appreciate your insight. Everyone, please stay healthy during this challenging time. Every one of us has been impacted, but we will persevere as a community. We are resilient. Thank you for joining me.